Hello friends, a very warm welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to talk about another very interesting business, which is Protean eGov. So this company is into digital public infrastructure, which is a sunrise sector with huge tailwinds in India as well as globally. Because not just the private sector, the government is also looking at digitalization of all its operations across all verticals. Before we move forward, if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe and hit the bell icon to get updates of all the new videos that I upload. This is a small disclaimer. You can pause the video and read it. This will be the flow of our discussion. We'll start with discussing the business model of Protean eGov. We'll see the price movement in the last 2-3 years because it's a company listed in 2023. We'll see the financial performance of the company in the last 5 years. We'll understand why the stock has given a sharp correction in the recent time. We'll talk about the outlook of the management going forward, their growth plans. We'll look at the valuations of the stock. We'll understand the risks of the company and then form an overall view. So Protean eGov is into digital public infrastructure, in short DPI. It works as a support system for the government in various areas like taxation, pensions, education, agriculture, healthcare. So each and every field which this company works in has huge scope of growth. In whatever field the company is working, it is either having the majority of the market share or it is among the top 2-3 players in that platform. As India is well ahead of digitalization compared to a lot of other countries in the world, now, these companies which have created this digital infrastructure in India have the capabilities of replicating this across the other countries as well. So, they have now developed something called DPI in a box, which is digital public infrastructure in a box. So, if some other country like India wants to do digitalization similar to India, Protean can help them do it. In terms of revenue, the company earns through various streams of revenue, like they earn project-wise revenue, subscription-wise revenue, which is monthly or yearly subscriptions, or transaction fee-based revenue. And in terms of specific business, PAN processing is one of the largest contributors of revenue for this company, and the second comes the pension. So these are the broad different verticals in which this company operates. They provide infrastructure for tax systems in India, pension systems, identity verification, like eKYC, e-signatures for all the online registrations that we do. Then healthcare, e-commerce, mobility. They are also venturing into some new areas of business like cloud, cyber security. So these are the wide gamut of services that this company offers. Among the new initiatives which the company has done in the last couple of years, ONDC is one, AgriStack, which is digitalizing the entire ecosystem for the farmers, and they're also doing various initiatives in healthcare. So one big thing which this company finds scope going forward is DPI in a box. So as we just discussed, DPI is digital public infrastructure, which a company which is not yet digitized can implement things similar to what is implemented in India. So this would include digital identity systems, digital payments, digital data storage and sharing, security, privacy, etc. So if some other country wants to do this, Protean can help them do it. Company came out with an IPO in 2023, an IPO price of 792, and it gave a soft listing, but there onwards gave a sharp rally of almost up to 2250, so which is more than 2x of returns. But as the performance was not up to the mark, the stock started correcting, and recently, because of this controversy related to the PAN 2.0, we saw a sharp decline in the price, and now it is trading at around 950. Revenue has been fairly stable. I would not say that the growth has been very impressive. It did a revenue of about 600 crores in FY21, which rose to 882 crores in FY24. But in FY25, they saw a decline from 882 to 841. Profitability has not been growing so well. They did a peak EBITDA of 124 crores in FY22. But then onwards, we saw a decline in EBITDA every year. And now in FY25, they have done an EBITDA of just 80 crores. The main reason was decline in margins. They did a peak margin of 18% in the last 5 years in FY22. Prior to this, in FY20 or 19, the margins were even higher than 18%. So a long-term trend, if you see, the margins have been in a declining trend, which is not taken very positive from a fundamentals perspective. And in FY25, they did an EBITDA margin of just 10%. Ideally, for businesses like this, which have their own platforms, as they scale, the margins should ideally expand. But in this case, it is the contrary. So if you see the PAN issuance, it has grown in the last 4 years up to FY24, but in FY25, it saw a decline. PAN issued also saw a decline in FY25. And that's why the tax services revenue fell. The other services like Aadhaar authentication continue to rise in FY25. Online PAN verifications were more or less similar to FY24. eKYC was also kind of flat. E-sign transactions were also flattish in FY25. And the revenue identity services fell compared to FY24. Due to some recent additions in the intangibles or lease liabilities, the ROC has drastically gone down to 12%, and also due to the reduction in profits. And I see that the right of use of assets or intangibles have gone up from 54 crores to 116 crore. This is something which we have to dig deep into. But the cash flow conversion compared to EBITDA has been very impressive for this company. It is almost as good as 90 to 100%. The price to earning ratio is also impacted by another income of 68 crores, which we should also consider. And the last 2-3 quarters before, Sir Ramesh Damani has entered the stock and is currently holding close to 1. Now, what is the reason for a sharp correction in the share price in the last 1 month? The government has decided to revamp the entire PAN end-to-end processing and infrastructure called PAN 2.0. And the RFP which has come out by the government, in that Protean was not selected. There was another company which was selected. Now, majority of business of Protean comes from the PAN processing. And in the new initiative, Protean has rejected. So this was a big blow to the investor community who is invested in this company. So this brought a lot of uncertainty in the minds of the investors. But the company is now clarifying that in the PAN processing, usually the collecting of information is the first step, allotment of PAN is the second step, then distribution of the PAN cards and other things are the final step. So the second step, which was done by the government, and the first and third were done by Protean. The company says that the second step, which is the allotment of the PAN, the government is revamping the digital infrastructure only related to the second step, which will not affect the existing business of Protean. And for this project also to get implemented, it will take 2-3 years. So the next 2-3 years, the revenue will be steadily growing. But there is also another school of thought which says that the entire end-to-end PAN processing will get revamped. And if that happens, 2-3 years down the line, when PAN 2.0 is implemented, Protean or its infrastructure which it has provided will completely get replaced with a new one. If that happens, it will be a big blow to the business of this company. So this is the uncertainty which is there in the market with relating to this company, and that's why the stock has seen a sharp decline. So in FY25, we have seen that the PAN issuance has been lower, so that led to the degrowth in the revenue. The margins have been sharply falling, which led to the fall in the share price. And the growth also overall in the last 5 years has not been that impressive compared to the valuations which this company is getting. Before we move forward, if you're not a part of our Telegram channel, do join today by clicking the link in the description so that you join the correct Telegram channel. Every day morning, I share my views on the market. I also share a lot of important news and portfolio allocation strategies, which will definitely help you. More than 7,000 people are daily in touch with me through my Telegram channel, which is for free. Now, what is the growth outlook of the management going forward? PAN card penetration in India is still much lower compared to the other countries. So as and when people earn more, people go for higher jobs, people get into more organized businesses, the PAN issuance and penetration will increase, which will increase the revenue of this company. In pension also, there is a huge headroom of growth because pension in private as well as the public sector penetration is very less. It is in single digits in India compared to more than 50% in developed economies. The central KYC infrastructure initiatives are the ones which the company is working on. The company is working on new projects like AgriStack, Ayushman Bharat. So these are several initiatives which the company is working on, which will get the growth for the company going forward. The company is not giving specific guidance for the next year, which is FY26, but they usually say that their legacy businesses, which are like PAN, pension, will grow at a rate of about 8 to 12%. And the new initiatives like AgriStack or the other ones will grow at a 20-30% kind of a rate every year. And their DPI in a box, which they are going to sell it to the other countries, is going to be a game changer as per the company. And they've got their first deal, international deal from Morocco. Now let us talk about the valuation, which is the most critical part of investment in any company. The company's stock trades at about 41 times the profit after tax of FY25. Price to book was about 3.8x and market cap to sales about 4.5x. Now on face of it, even after such a steep decline, the valuations are not cheap. The growth in the last 5 years has not been that impressive. The margins have declined. And now on top of it, there is a lot of uncertainty about the future of the PAN business after the next couple of years. So considering all these things, the valuations definitely do not appear so cheap for taking the risk of investing in this company. What are the risks of investing in this business? There is a lot of dependency of government. In one shot, if the government decides something else, this company business would be drastically impacted. If they don't upgrade their technology, there is technology risk. If there is an economic slowdown or due to any reason like this year, there were lower issuances of PAN, the business can be drastically impacted. There are certain intangibles which are coming in the balance sheet, which we should dig deeper into. There is a lot of concentration of business on PAN, pension, and anything in this changes that could impact the business of the company. And there is competition from existing and new players, bigger companies than this. So now that you've understood the business model of the company, the growth prospects, the financials, risks, valuations, what is the view on our? So if you're already an existing shareholder of the company, you should definitely put a stop loss. If the uncertainty prevails, the margins continue to decline, if the revenue continues to decline, then you should come out of it. If you're a new investor looking at investing in this company, at these kind of valuations, taking the risk of such high uncertainty may not be worth it. And you should wait and watch till things get clear and you're much more confident about the growth prospects of the company and then take a staggered entry if at all you want to. So that's about Protean eGov. I hope you like the crisp analysis. I've tried to be unbiased and tried to cover all the important points in this short video. If you like it, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you want me to make videos on your favorite stocks, do mention the names in the comment section. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.